In today's video, I want to talk about these blue Italian onyx hearts, which are the most popular kind of heart I sell. Part of that I think is because of the lovely blue color, but it's also one of the few stone hearts that I can consistently order and have in stock. Italian onyx, which is also sometimes known as onyx marble, is actually a trade name for banded calcite. And this particular kind of banded calcite that's known as Italian onyx comes with this banding, as you can see here. Sometimes it's more horizontal across a heart, sometimes it's a little more vertical. But this banded calcite comes in a variety of brown to white shades. These that are dyed blue, as you can see here, generally are the stones that are closer to white or off-white, although you can sometimes see a bit of the brown coming in right here on this particular stone. These stones are a very soft stone, as you will see in a few minutes after I break one of these. And that softness means that it's fairly easy to break, which is a nice thing. But there is one major downside to that softness, which you'll see in a moment. So as you'll remember seeing in the other videos, the way I break these is that I always turn them over onto the back side. I put the chisel in a line along the back side of the stone and then hit the chisel with a hammer to break it. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll come back and talk about the one downside of Italian onyx and its softness. So after breaking, this is what we got for this particular stone. There are three main pieces, one minor piece, and then some tiny bits that I didn't even try to recover. As you can see, this largely fits together like this. One consequence of it being a softer stone, as you can see here, is I sometimes get these cracks that are right near a breaking point, but they don't go all the way through. Sometimes I'm able to break a piece off with my fingers. There's a tiny piece. But a lot of times I can't get that off. So we wind up with a small surface crack in the final product. But the biggest thing that I notice with stones like this that are softer, and you can see here where this other final piece goes right there. But the chisel was in a line along this way, and you can see it leaves small marks here on either end of where it was. You can also see that where the chisel actually was does not necessarily dictate where it breaks. As I've said before, I have pretty much no control over that. This middle area is about the only place, given the roundedness of the front of the stone, this middle area is about the only place I can get the chisel to balance on the stone in such a way that when I hit it with the hammer, it doesn't simply go flying across the room, but actually stays there. But even with that, it really doesn't dictate the line of where a break or breaks occur. But I do wind up with those little marks on every single one of these. But that's why I put the chisel on the back side instead of the front side when I break them. So now it's time to go and repair this, and we'll see what we get when it's done. After the repair, this is what I wound up with the final stone. As you can see, there's the repairs on the front, the repairs on the back with that small piece put in, and as I mentioned before, you can still see the marks where the chisel hit the stone. On the front, I had mentioned before that there was the small crack just above the break line here, and you can still very faintly see it even after the repair, but it doesn't stand out quite as obviously. So this is what I wound up with for the stone. Now all that remains is to turn it into a pendant. And with the cord attached, here's the final result. You can find this one and other pendants like it at the shop at akintsugilife.com. Thanks for joining me.